All right, I'm sure a lot of you are interested in getting into trading in the summer. You probably want to start it alongside your job, you're finished school. This is going to be my current rundown on the crypto market at the moment, my point of view, the key levels that I see on the charts. Now, I'm not going to be going through altcoins in this video, but this will impact altcoins, the stuff I'm going to be showing you. So it's going to be mainly around Bitcoin and Ethereum, just majors, okay? And I'm going to be showing you key levels that we well could hit in the coming days, coming weeks, or coming months, especially, and where I could possibly see the crypto market going. I'm also going to be going back into last year and comparing it to last year around this time in the summer, because coming into the summer, crypto does tend to move very aggressively at some point during one of the months. So again, this is no financial advice. I'm not saying anything is guaranteed to happen. This is purely my analysis, what I see on the charts and the key levels that I see in the charts. So, and if you don't understand what I'm breaking down, you don't understand anything, I would suggest to go back and watch my videos. My past videos, I break down everything clearly, such as like Fibonacci levels, breaker blocks, supply and demand, you name it. I break them all down in my other videos. So they're all going to be included in this one video. Okay, guys. So the first thing that we're going to do here is we're going to look at currently where we're at in the market, and we're going to compare it to around this time last year to see if there's any similarities. Again, with the markets, with assets, it doesn't necessarily repeat itself. It more so rhymes, okay? It rhymes over time. You'll see similar patterns. It may not happen exactly on the same day. It may not be the exact same month, but it can very well be around the exact same time period. So that's exactly kind of what we're getting at here. So overall with Bitcoin, we're currently at the price of 75k. Now, what levels am I kind of watching with Bitcoin? Well, first of all, we can see overall here we have a daily demand level. Again, if you just don't understand supply and demand, I have done a video on supply or demand. So we have a daily demand level here with hidden order blocks within, okay? Now, these are medium time frame hidden order blocks. Let me just turn my notifications off 1 sec. Now, these are medium time frame hidden order blocks. So you can see right here are breaker blocks, as some of you know them. So you can see we have a 12-hour breaker block here. If I'm not mistaken, this is a 23-hour behind two fair value gaps refined, and we have a 22-hour. So we just have multiple breaker blocks kind of within this this 1 day demand level here, and we have a 2-day demand level. So it's again 3-day demand level. So this is not only 1 day, but I'm just showing it there on the 1 day. Okay, so why is this important? Well, you can obviously see here we're running down. This is our previous high with Bitcoin, and this is kind of where we have the next volume spike. So we have the next volume spike here, and obviously we have the most major volume spike down here to kind of keep in mind as well, with our golden pocket as well. So if we do our golden pocket from this swing low to this swing high up here, you can see the golden pocket also matches with this slight demand level down here. Now, if we stretch this golden pocket out to this low, you can actually see that the golden pocket also comes down into this demand all the way down here. Now, if you're wondering what this demand is, this is 13-day demand, okay? Now, why am I showing you these? You're probably thinking, oh, well, John, you're showing me multiple bullish levels. Like, which one is it going to be? This is the kind of thing here. It's not going to be like, oh, it's not going to be you, how would I say, being guaranteed right in trading. It's just kind of, again, probabilities here. So when I'm looking at these levels for overall a big up run with Bitcoin, so Bitcoin to maybe go up for a long time. Now, I do think, personally, from these levels, from this area here, this could very well catalyst us going higher, okay? Now we have a 1 day breaker block here. Do I think that 1 day breaker block is going to be powerful enough for us to have a major rundown? I really don't think so. I think we very much could run up to previous highs up here, maybe up to 103k, up to supply levels that we do have here. Okay. Now, why would I think that? If we come over here and we have a look at the past, so this was last year May. So if you have a look at last year May and how last year May we actually behaved with the market, you'll notice that it's not the exact same price action, but it's something to learn off, something to just keep in mind here. Okay, this is just something to keep in mind. We had a lot of consolidation. We had a lot of consolidation, and then we had two major lows. So you could say we had three major lows. So bam, 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 straight into a 12-hour breaker block. And we got confirmation as well. I'll show you the other charts that I have marked out. We have multiple other charts marked out, okay, where you'll see these levels kind of match up for a huge up run, okay, from a huge up run up here. You can see, again, this is a huge volume spike. Now, we didn't come down to the volume spike, but you can see where the volume started building up aggressively. That's when we had the kind of big spike up. And I want to show you just the 12-hour breaker block. And again, as many of you know from my past videos, these markets tend to move from, not tend to, they all move from supply and demand levels or breaker block levels, okay? So you can see the 12-hour breaker block there. And I mean, God knows if I took this entry, but if you caught this entry from this level, that would have been pretty nice trade to say the least anyways, okay? Now, am I expecting something like this at some point in the summer? I don't really expect anything. I more so react to what happens on the charts. But I'm more to the probable side of us going up once we come down to these bullish levels here, okay? And it's kind of just finding the catalyst for that. Now, if we come over here to USDT dominance, okay, so I'll show you ETH actually first before we run over to USDT dominance. ETH is, again, very different position to kind of Bitcoin right now. I really have not been a fan of ETH. I have not been trading ETH really at all in the past couple of weeks. The price action has just been fucking horrible, even with scalping. But we are coming down to a 1 week demand level here with a golden pocket. And again, if we tend to run into this golden pocket with this 1 week demand level, and then possibly run down to these major bullish levels with Bitcoin, that could be interesting for us running up. Probably wondering what this level is up here, this bearish level I have marked out. We have multiple breaker blocks here. So we have a 4-day breaker block here, and we also have a golden pocket and a 0.5 also matching with this level. So the 0.5 matching with this level is from this swing high. 1 sec, let me just plug in my computer. So the golden pocket matching with this level is from this swing to this swing low, and then the 0.5 is from this swing high to this swing low down here. So really, really nice level we have here, bearish level with ETH. Okay, so a possible idea with confirmation from Bitcoin and USDT dominance, and I'll show you the USDT dominance in a sec, is something maybe like that, and then a maybe possible run up to that level there with ETH. Okay, so then we go over here to USD. Actually, let me show you the past, because I did mark out as well. If we have a look at the past where we were with May last year with ETH. So currently, we have a look at where we are with May last year with ETH. Again, we can see that we have a lot of consolidation. Again, horizontal price movement, a lot of orders just not really going anywhere. You can see the similarities here. And then you have the catalyst. Now, funny enough with this, you have your 4-day hidden order block here that we didn't actually tap into. Okay? So we just skimmed that, but you can see how huge that kind of run up from that level was. Okay, so again, similarities with ETH. It's this is kind of the major level that I'm keeping an eye on. I mean, like, if we're gonna go lower, if we're going lower than these, we're most likely gonna go down to possibly 1.5. Okay, 1.5. Coming over here to USDT dominance. USDT dominance actually is very interesting. What we have here on USDT dominance. So we have 2 weeks supply up here. We have supply here, and we have a golden pocket here. Now again, going off, what we're looking to do, guys, is here. You're not looking to just go off one chart. You're not looking to just go off, oh, Bitcoin, let me just mark my levels with Bitcoin and that's it. That's going to be my whole decision. No, you are looking through as many charts as possible to get as much confirmation as possible, okay? It's not about being right, but it's about getting as many as much confirmation as possible for it to be in your probable favor, if you get what I mean. So with this here, we have 2 week supply up here, major supply up here, and if we can run into this supply, and then we can possibly run down to this demand down here, so we can run down into this demand down here. I'll probably, honestly, do I think these medium time frame levels are going to be a catalyst for us to run up majorly from these? No, but I will be taking longs most likely from these levels. So these are just more so long setups, small trades setups, nothing too crazy. Okay, it really depends on when this supply level is hit with USDT. It really depends on when these bearish levels are hit with USDT. Like, I mean, if these bearish levels, if this golden pocket bearish level is hit with USDT, and we end up hitting these medium time frame bullish levels with Bitcoin, that would kind of maybe give me a bit more confirmation for them to be a bit more powerful than I originally thought. If we don't end up running, if we hit them bullish BTC levels without running majorly into the supply up here with USDT, I mean, I'm not going to really think these are going to be euphoric trades, kind of from that type of way, okay? Now with USDT as well, it's interesting if we want to compare it to the past. So we can have a look at the price action we're currently at with USDT. So we're running up, and then they're the levels I'm targeting here. Now, if we go and have a look in the past, let's have a look at the past from May, where we currently are right now, May, and then we have coming into June, and then we have coming into July as well. This is very, very important, okay? And this is why I say the past rhymes. Doesn't actually always move exactly in sync, but it rhymes. You'll see here what happened last year with May is we had a run up with USDT dominance. We ran into weekly supply, and then bang, we had a bull run. Okay, we had a bull run from running into weekly supply, and this happened around June. So mid-June. Again, guys, am I saying that this is going to happen exactly on these dates this year? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this is good to keep in mind because it could rhyme. It could give you information, which it is giving us information on what could possibly happen this year. Okay, so you can see, again, high, third high, run into supply, failed to close past our previous high, and a major rundown from there. Now let's go in here. We could have possibly, again, we could possibly have a similar pattern to what we've seen there. So we could have, again, high, and then a rundown into there, for possibly tapping into the 2 week supply as well from that level. Now, let's go over to, what am I doing here? Now we'll run over to ETH/BTC. Now ETH/BTC is kind of interesting right now. So we have 13-day demand down here, which is definitely my more optimal level I'm looking at right now. We are in a 13-day hidden order block right now at the moment. Do I think this 13-day hidden order block is going to be a catalyst for us to hugely move up? No, not necessarily. Definitely more targeted on this demand level. It's not really giving us a crazy amount, the ETH/BTC chart right now. We have a bearish level up here. And again, my dumbass did not mark out what this bearish level was. So let's go and find out what this bearish level Jono has marked out here is. Is it just supply? It is just supply. Okay. Right. So it's just a monthly supply level with a golden pocket. Okay. So that's just kind of interesting. Just keep that in mind there. Guys, again, if you're marking out a chart, mark out all the key levels that you're kind of seeing on the chart. Because what will tend to happen is you'll come to, let's say you mark out an altcoin chart. You mark out an altcoin chart, you mark out your breaker block, and it's refined and everything's la-di-da. And then you're looking for confirmation. When you start running into that breaker block level, you run into confirmation. It should be easy for you to go to these charts and say, well, are we hitting any key levels with these charts? Okay? Instead of you stressing, because I've made this mistake myself before, instead of you stressing and jumping on all of these different charts and saying, shit, I need to mark out these and this, that, and see if, and then you rush the process and you don't get confirmation. It's better that you do this pre-levels being hit, if you get me. Like, mark out your levels and be patient. You're a sniper. Remember that, okay? And, yeah, we had that's a kind of interesting reaction we had there with Ethan BTC. We had a close past this order block, run into the breaker block, and then we continued our downtrend into this level here. Now, kind of interestingly enough, again, yes, during this whole downtrend from this breaker block level, we've continuously been seeing the same patterns. Buyers coming up, rejected. Buyers coming up, rejected. Buyers coming up, rejected. Buyers rejected. Buyers rejected. Buyers rejected. And again, unless I really see powerful buying momentum from this level, I'm really not paying too much attention to it right now. I'll just keep an eye on it, but unless I see powerful buying momentum from it, then I'll probably look to take scalps alongs from that level kind of there with Ethan BTC. But yeah, overall with Ethan BTC, kind of the demand level down here that I'm targeting, that I'm keeping an eye on. Now moving over to totals. So we have a crypto total market cap. Okay, so this is the total market cap of crypto. Ran into a monthly breaker block. Monthly breaker block refined 0.5, so equilibrium run through it. You can see how perfect that reaction was to that. So we ran in, sold off. I took loads of nice short trades, scalp more ideas. I've been doing a lot of scalping recently. I put it into my group. I told the group that I've been doing a lot more scalp trading recently. I still have been taking high time frame trades, but yeah, I'm messing around with scalping. I've feel that I've got a lot more experience with scalping, especially compared to what I was in the last year or two. So that's been going nicely for me kind of at the moment. And it's best if you are scalping to scalp with the trend. So if you're in overall a downtrend, short scalps are going to tend to be more powerful than long scalps. So especially as a beginner, I would not suggest you trade against the trend. That would make you lose your mind basically, okay? So again, coming over to May, if we compare it to last year's May, comparing it to last year's May, where are we with May? So we had a run up, okay? Now we had a major run up in November, but this was a nice really run up we had with May. Where the fuck are we? And again, similar to the other charts that I showed you over here with Bitcoin and Ethereum, you see the consolidating happening, and then we had the run up. Now, did we tap into any major levels here? I mean, you can definitely see that this was a past, you can see that this level here was a past supply level. Ran into it. I definitely say there was a spike in volume there. You can see volume started to pick up down here. So what you'll notice is similar to what I showed you with the volume on Bitcoin, if I'm not mistaken. You'll notice that not necessarily it targets the peak of the volume. Again, guys, it's not going to be, trading's not going to be as easy as, oh, spike in volume, perfectly take the trade off the spike in volume. No, it's not going to be like that all the time. The volume is starting to build up, and that's where it reversed, okay? Very similar to what happened with Bitcoin, okay? So this is just a volume indicator. When the volume started to build up, that's when it reversed, just on the buildup of the volume here. So that's kind of interesting to keep in mind. Now, does this really give us much info for what could possibly happen now? Not really. Again, similar. It's consolidation, and then you're looking for the catalyst to kind of run up. That's what we're targeting now. What we're kind of getting from what we seen last year with what happened with May is you're seeing a similar pattern as in consolidation, and then you're looking for a kind of a catalyst to go up. Does this mean that we cannot go down? No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying this is just to kind of keep in mind on how price reacted before. Okay. Now, if we go up, let me have a look. Targets possibly for this. We have demand down here. Okay, demand down here, possibly match my fibs. Not possibly, it is matching with fibs. I can already tell. And so we have the 0.5 just slightly above that demand right there. Oh, no, running straight through 12-day demand, okay? And guys, remember, if you do not know what supply and demand is, go and watch the YouTube video I made on supply and demand. It's usually a bunch of high time frame order blocks, big candle bodies all toppled up, chunked together at the bottom of trends or at the top of trends on high time frames, okay? That is usually what I look for. Okay, so this area right here would be especially the equilibrium. That would be the area I will be targeting. I'll be looking at for crypto total market cap. Again, matching that with bullish levels with Bitcoin. Again, matching that with bullish levels with ETH. Again, matching that with your bearish levels with USDT. Do you kind of see how every single chart I'm showing you, I'm looking for them all to kind of hit their key levels around the same time for me to get confirmation, okay? For me to get confirmation on this. The total 2, we're very close to a supply level with total 2. Again, this is crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin. So this is altcoins right here. We're very close to the supply level. I do think that we could possibly go lower with this. So again, we have all of this fucking volume down here. Kind of really hard to tell with this. If we even work down from 3 week, 2 week, 13, like that's 13-day supply, but it really wouldn't surprise me if we run down lower than this, okay? Just judging off our current position in the market, okay? It would not surprise me if we run down lower with this, so I would not take this level as gospel at all with total 2. Now with total 3 on the other hand, this is just a 22-hour hidden order block I have marked out, so we have it behind 2 fair value gaps here. So that's a bearish level I just have marked out with equilibrium running through it. But in regards to supply and demand levels, we have a demand level majorly down here. If I'm not mistaken, this is again. So yeah, this is major demand down here. Major demand level down here that I will be targeting for a confirmation on this. So again, guys, what am I looking to do with altcoins from this? Because I'm running through Bitcoin and ETH and all these majors kind of with you to, this is what I'm gonna be kind of using for my confirmation for my trades. I'm looking for breaker blocks refined on altcoins. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking to kind of match these levels with, okay? To really get nice trades off them. Okay, so that's the level I'm kind of looking at with total 3 right now. Just this demand level down here. Then we're coming over here to Bitcoin dominance. So this is going to show you Bitcoin dominating the market, okay? So when this goes up, alts will actually tend to go. So it means that Bitcoin's dominating the market. So people's money is basically flowing into Bitcoin, okay? From the level I'm looking at here, I have 2-month demand and I have a 4-day breaker block. So this is a level to kind of keep an eye on, just in case. Level to keep an eye on just in case with Bitcoin dominance there. What I always try and do is when I find demand levels or if I find supply levels, especially when they're really high time frame, like 2 month, I try and find breaker blocks within them. So hidden order blocks or breaker blocks within them. And then even try and match fibs as well with them. So if we do our fib levels from this low to this high, and then you can see bang. Look, see the way the 0.5, the equilibrium is perfectly running through that 4-day breaker block right there. So overall, guys, again, not the longest video in the world, but longer than my other videos for sure. What's my overall perspective on the market? I do think from judging from these key levels from June, possibly coming into July, if we end up hitting these bearish levels with USDT, if we end up hitting our bullish levels with Bitcoin, it could be much sooner than that, by the way. Like the crypto market, again, it could Like, guys, you have to understand with the crypto market. You could wake up one day and it's like, shit, what the hell's happening? Like, all of my levels are being hit. It's volatile. Okay, it's volatile. Like, we could literally get, okay, we kind of piss around here, or from that level we could literally just go bang, bang, bang. Like, there is no telling. There's no telling on how aggressive price action is going to move. Just mark out your key levels and take your trades with correct risk. I'll say that again. There is no telling with how aggressive price action is going to move. Just mark out your key levels and take your trades with correct risk, especially as a beginner. If you're a beginner, this is going to be a lot of information to kind of take in. Take your time, back test, journal, all the stuff that happens, journal. When you go through certain things, journal. When you make a mistake or if a trade goes well, journal your trades, okay? It's so important. The whole reason most traders don't journal is because they have nothing to journal. They have nothing to write down. They just gamble. They just take trades and they don't know why they took their trades at the end of the day, okay? So overall, from the market, I'm looking at bullish levels, these bullish levels specifically with Bitcoin, more optimally, the 69K level possibly, and then running into this supply up here with USDT dominance. ETH again, ETH is kind of a bit of a rough one at the moment. I guess, yes, we have this 1 week demand level here going up on higher time frames. We have like tiny monthly breaker block. Yes, we have a monthly breaker block down here, which I guess you can mark out and you could keep an eye on that. Again, possibility we could run down to 1.2 at ETH, which would be detrimental for the majority of retail traders, but again, that's a possibility to kind of keep in mind. Always mark these levels out because we most likely will hit them eventually. Not most likely, if they're high time frame demand or supply, and it's a major high time frame supply or demand level, or if it's a major breaker block level, we will hit that level eventually, okay? It may be next month or maybe 2 years from now, but it's going to be hit eventually, okay? So mark it out just to have. Now with ETH again, it's kind of interesting. Like, we have a 12-day, I wouldn't call this a breaker block, this is more of a burger right here. But we are in the middle of demand with ETH right now. We are running into demand with ETH right now. Okay, so maybe coming into next week or the week after, ETH may be nice to take some longs off ETH. Could be something I'm looking at. Maybe some scalping. Maybe ETH might be good for starting to scalp again. Okay, maybe that. ETH/BTC, ETH and Bitcoin pairs. So this is, by the way, comparing Ethereum to Bitcoin. So showing Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin. We're in the middle of a breaker block right now. Again, I'm looking kind of on lower time frames for buying momentum. Just judging off structure here. And then overall, I have a demand level that I'm targeting down here if we bypass this level. Okay. And then totals, you have your demand level. Total, you have your demand level. We have a 7-day breaker block up here that I'm keeping an eye on. So 7-day breaker block with a 0.5 equilibrium, just slightly below that. And that's it. So that's that, guys. That's like kind of my overall review with majors on the market right now. If you have questions, comment below or shoot me a message. I'll be happy to get back to you. I thought this was kind of just important, especially the fact that people are looking to get into trading right now. People are looking for me to do more videos where I kind of put everything I teach together and actually use it as real examples for studying the market. So I guess here's one of these videos. And yeah, guys, if you want to join my communities as well, the link is in my bio for them communities. Okay, so hope this video helped you kind of get a better perspective, or maybe a different perspective. Maybe if you've never seen my channel before, if you've never heard of Money Tour or Lucky Chart Ape, any of the guys that I've learned off before, it's a bit of a different perspective on trading, on how markets actually work, on how the markets actually move. Okay.